For many Formula One fans, Sebastian Bordais is a footnote in the sport, only known for being Sebastian Vettel's teammate in 2008 and then being sacked from Toro Rosso after 2009. Just one of the many drivers spat out by Red Bull's junior driver program, along with such other forgotten drivers such as Antonio Luizzi or Sebastian Buemi. But he had quite an interesting and, might I say, overlooked career that spanned many forms of motorsport that I will be looking at in this video. This is the overlooked career of Sebastian Bordais. Before we start, if you like the channel, consider subscribing if you want to see more content like this, and maybe like the video. Now, back to the video. To start with his junior career, like many other drivers, Bordais started out in karting in his native town of Le Mans. He won a few championships around France, and even the 1996 24 Hours of Le Mans kart race. Bordais then entered car racing in 1995 in the Formula Campus by Renault series, in which he finished 9th that season. For 1996 and 1997, he raced in the French Formula Renault series, in which in the latter year he finished runner-up in the championship with 4 race wins. The following year, in 1998, he progressed to the French Formula 3 series, which he got 5 race wins to 6th in the championship and to Rookie of the Year. The following year, in 1999, he won the championship with 8 race wins. For the following year, in 2000, Bordais moved to the Formula 3000 series, the equivalent back then to what is now the Formula 2 series with the Prost Junior team, which was the driver development team for the Prost F1 team, and that turned out to churn out as many future F1 prospects as the Williams Driver Academy. Bordais didn't have a great year that season, with 9th in the standings and a best finish of 2nd. For the next season in 2001, Bordais moved to the more established Jams team in the series, in which he had a good season with 3 podium finishes and his first win at the Silverstone round to 4th in the championship. For 2002, Bordais moved to the Supernova racing team, in which he had a great season where he got 3 wins to finish 1st in the championship. For 2003, there was a lack of open Formula 1 seats, which was what Bordais was gunning for, so he ended up signing for Opel in the DTM series, but didn't end up racing for them, and instead moved to the Champ Car series in America with Newman Haas Racing for that year. For his first race in St. Petersburg, Bordais took pole position, the first rookie to do so since Nigel Mansell a decade earlier. He then went on to finish 11th in the race. He then had 2 forgettable races in Monterey and Long Beach to gain a 17th and 16th place finish respectively. Bordais won his first race that year at Brands Hatch, then got another victory the next race at the Lausitz-Ring. A win at Cleveland and a few more runner-up finishes took Bordais to 4th in the championship at the end of that year. For the next season, in 2004, Bordais stayed with Newman Haas Racing. He started off the season with a 3rd place at Long Beach. He then got 7 wins that year and 2 more non-win podium finishes to take him to win the championship 28 points ahead of his teammate and 2nd place Bruno Gianchiera. For 2005, Bordais stayed with Newman Haas Racing, in which he started off the season strong with a win in Long Beach, and then got 3 consecutive wins later that season at Edmonton, San Jose, and Denver. With 2 more race wins in Las Vegas and Surfers Paradise, Bordais won the championship with dominating form, 60 points ahead of 2nd place Orel Serbia. No one else that season got more than 2 race wins, and besides a 17th place at the final round in Mexico, Bordais finished a race no lower than 6th to his 2nd championship. For 2006, Bordais stayed with Newman Haas Racing and started the season quite strong with 4 consecutive wins, and then kept on that form with 3 more wins that season and 3 3rd place finishes to win his 3rd title that year in even more dominating fashion than the year prior, in which he was 89 points ahead of 2nd place Justin Wilson. Bordais kept on his consistent form. Discounting an 18th place in Cleveland, Bordais finished no lower than 8th in a race that year, which was his 3rd consecutive championship. For 2007, Bordais stayed with Newman Haas Racing. He started off quite weak with a limp 13th place in the street circuit in downtown Las Vegas, but then went on to get 3 consecutive wins after. After a mixture of podiums and non-top 10 finishes, Bordais got 5 wins in the latter half of the season, taking him to his 4th consecutive Champ Car championship in a similar dominating form to the last few championships, 83 points ahead of second place Justin Wilson. Throughout 2007, Bordais had tested for the Toro Rosso F1 team, and in the August of 2007, it was announced that he would replace Vincenzo Lizzi for the Toro Rosso F1 team in 2008, finally gaining the F1 seat that he had been chasing since his F3000 days. That year, he would partner fellow Sebastian Vettel. For the first race at the Australian Grand Prix, he started 17th, but then moved up to a spectacular 4th place, but then retired due to an engine problem. However, he still scored points due to being classified 8th, as he had completed over 90% of the race distance. He then moved up to 7th place due to the disqualification of Rubens Barrichello to score 2 points. He then retired the next race in Malaysia and got a 15th place in Bahrain. He then retired from the next 3 races, but after that did not retire from any more due to the introduction of a new car, the Toro Rosso STR3. Many non-point finishes followed until the Belgian Grand Prix, in which Bordais was running 3rd and was on course for a podium finish before rain caused many drivers on rain tires to pass him, and Bordais went on to finish 7th. For the next race in Italy, Toro Rosso had a great qualifying day, in which Bordais qualified 4th and his teammate Sebastian Vettel got pole. At the start of the formation lap, however, Bordais' car wouldn't get into gear and he was forced to start from the pit lane. He went on to finish 18th while his teammate won the race. However, he set the second fastest lap of the race, showing he could have performed much better if not for the fault of his car. In Singapore, Bordais finished in non-points 12th place. In Japan, Bordais was running 6th on course for a point finish before a controversial 25-second penalty for a collision with Felipe Massa dropped him down out of the points to a 10th place finish. Bordais then capped off the season with 2 non-point finishes, with 13th in China and 14th in Brazil. In the early winter of 2009, Bordais was announced to stay with Toro Rosso for the next season, partnering another fellow Sebastian Bordais. For the opening race in Australia, Bordais scored points with an 8th place finish. However, several non-point finishes and retirements from collision-filled races followed, until Bordais' final points in F1 with an 8th place in Monaco. After an 18th place finish in Turkey and 2 retirements in Britain and Germany, the latter race, in which he qualified last by over a second, it was announced that he was to be dropped from the Toro Rosso F1 team for the Hungarian Grand Prix onward, being replaced by Jaime Alguersuari. Red Bull obviously didn't see any future potential in Bordais after his bad 2009 season, as he was 30 years old, not as good as a future prospect as Sebastian Vettel, and so dropped him. To sum up his F1 career, in 2008 he had a good season, but was overshadowed by his teammate, especially at Monza, and was plagued with bad luck that robbed him of many points and even a podium. For 2009, he had a much worse season, in which he was obviously affected by his bad luck the previous season, with fewer points and having many bad finishes, especially towards the end of the season, and that led him to be dropped midway through 2009. Bordais had a storied career after F1, but I will only skim through it, as this video is mainly about his F1 career. For the rest of 2009, Bordais raced in the Super League Formula Series, in which that season he got 2 race wins and 3 more podium finishes to a finish of 9th in points. The next season in 2010, Bordais stayed in Super League Formula, in which he had a worse season, only getting 1 win and no more podiums before he left halfway through the season. From 2011 to 2021, Bordais raced 4 times in the IndyCar Series, the successor to the Champ Car Series, in which he had got great success many years prior. During that period, he got 6 race wins and a best championship point finish of 7th in 2018. He also participated many times in Le Mans 24 Hours throughout his career, winning the GTE Pro category in 2016. He is now competing in the FIA World Endurance Championship, finishing 14th in points his first full-time season in 2002, with a best finish of 3rd in the 6 Hours of Mans. Bordais has had a long and successful career in racing that is going on to this day, or at least at the writing of this video, with race wins in IndyCar, Champ Car, Super League Formula, American Le Mans Series, European Le Mans Series, and the Intercontinental Le Mans Cup. He is a versatile driver. However, he did not find success in F1, with a best finish of 7th, no podiums, no wins, no pole positions, no fastest laps, and is now just remembered as one of the many Sebastians employed by Toro Rosso in the late 2000s by F1 fans.